I gave my cheating husband bun with his brother.
Who?
Dear Pastor, I am a regular reader of your column and I am happy to write to you. You are an inspiration. I have done good things and bad things, but mostly good. I did bad things because my husband pushed me to do them.
Stop the cap.
I was a very good wife to him, but from the very first week we got married, my husband started cheating.
Move this man!
His own brother told me he was always a man who loved his girls. However, he told his brother that he was done with those things because I was a perfect girl, so he had to settle down. Fast forward, I realized that I could not remain with my husband when he asked me if he could bring one of his girlfriends into our home for a threesome. I was shocked, so I told him that the only way I would agree is if the following night he would allow me to bring one of my boyfriends for a threesome. He asked me if I was crazy.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always!
I told him if I couldn't bring one of my friends for a threesome, then there is no way I would consent to one of his prostitutes coming to the house. After that encounter, I went to see a counselor and my husband was very upset about that. He finally agreed for us to see a counselor together. He told the counselor that I was boring and I only wanted to do one position all the time. He said he found out that I had 12 different men before we got married.
Something alright? Something alright, yeah.
The counselor asked him if he could say who they were and he could not even give one name. The session lasted for more than an hour. On our way home, my husband said that he wasted his time by sitting with the counselor. After we left the counselor's office, I decided that my marriage was not going anywhere, so I started to see other men. I am not proud of what I did, but I know my conscience is free. I am not pretending to love my husband anymore. In fact, I hate his guts and I regret the day I met him. Even one of his brothers asked me to have sex with him and I agreed.
Hey, bro, come on now, dawg. Come on, man.
Sometimes we even talk on the phone for hours, but we have only had sex once. Please, Pastor, don't condemn me. Anonymous.
Dear writer, you blame your husband partly for the breaking up of your marriage and I can understand what you are saying. But let it be known, you are responsible at all times for what you do.
Correct!
You are responsible for what you did in the past before you got married, you are responsible for what you do in the marriage, and you are responsible for what you do in the future. Your husband always loved women. He told one of his brothers that he was going to stop, but he didn't mean it. I wonder if this is the brother you got sexually involved with. People do crazy things. This man made a sham by going to see a counselor, it didn't mean a thing to him. There was a time that people didn't talk about threesomes openly, but they do now? Women pay their girlfriends to join them in bed with their husbands. Professionals, non-professionals, etc., want this extra kick from this threesome mess. But most times, after their friends have slept with these men, they go permanently with these men and the good friendship between the women comes to an end. I hope that you will come to your senses and drop all these men. Believe me, you are wrecking yourself. Pastor.
Well guys, I agree with Pastor. This wife is definitely destroying herself thinking she is getting back at her husband. What she should have done instead was to spice up the bedroom since her husband said that she is boring in bed. But, going outside will only lead her marriage to divorce. If the husband really cheated then he is a cheater, but the husband cheating does not mean the writer had to stoop to his level.
Yeah.
She should have divorced him if she had hard evidence that he was indeed cheating. Sometimes people may lie to destroy something good that others have, due to jealousy. That brother may have been lusting for the wife and said anything to get in her panties. However, the husband should have never suggested a threesome. He too could have communicated to the wife what he would want sexually and teach her how to be more exciting in the bedroom to his liking. Seeing that the wife is not a virgin and it is likely that the husband was not a virgin either, which means they must have engaged in sex. So, the husband should have known what his wife was willing to do in the bedroom and should have not married her if he knew they were sexually incompatible. Sexually incompatibility is a sure sign that the marriage was unfortunately destined to fail.
He ain't lying.
It is hard to accept that you may not be enough for your partner, but to just leave or destroy the relationship based on a rumor is dangerous. Anyway guys, let's check out the comment section.
First comment comes from Earl the Pearl. The brother is not blameless either. He probably exaggerated facts, just so he could get with her. Changes added, nasty woman and nasty brother. This is one nasty mess. Sean Shields also added, get a divorce and stop the sham. Life is too short. The Bismarck replied to Sean Shields, she won't, she enjoys hating him. Hop Sturberry said, why would any man or woman get married and disrespect the boundary of the very word by having those nasty orgies in the bedroom? It seems like the fellow was looking for a foolish woman to go along with his nasty lifestyle, and she would not, so that caused a problem. Like the song says, you see a man's face, but you don't know his heart. Do not judge a book by its cover. Juniho also said, in one breath, I did bad things because my husband pushed me to do them. While in another breath, after we left the counselor's office, I decided that my marriage was not going anywhere, so I started to see other men. Which is it? This screams to me lack of accountability. I'm pleased that the pastor pointed out to her from the outset that. But let it be known, you are responsible at all times for what you do. Sylvia Griffin added her 2 cents, lady, you and the brother are a disgrace. This behavior will solve nothing, you are only playing with fire. Anita Ram commented, you did not become this horrible person because of what your husband did to hurt you. That is just how you are because you have no shame.
She belongs to the street. Percocet, Miley Percocet.
Arawak chimed in with, you know how to pick them, Miss, if a man gives you bun, it is probably better that you just leave, because you're going to take up someone else's son, and this is the type of woman you are planning on giving him. A woman that was having sex with her ex-husband's brother. You are dangerous. And the last comment comes from Mike B. I did bad things because my husband pushed me to do them. No, he didn't. You did bad things because you wanted to do them.
Correct!
When will people start taking responsibility for their own actions? Believe me, that brother who told you about your husband's wild ways potentially had his motives. He wanted to sleep with you, too. And sure he did, because you allowed him to. What you are now doing is just as bad as the threesome your husband was requesting. Couldn't you have tried to be less boring by attempting 1 or 2 new positions? I mean, it could have saved the marriage.
Well guys, this marriage definitely could have been saved, but the writer and her husband both made some bad decisions that ruined their marriage. In most cases, why the divorce rate is so high is because people are not effectively communicating or at least carefully vetting before they even get married to prevent having a failed marriage. Then again, people do change, but sometimes their red flags are there, but we unfortunately ignore them, and that decision tends to come back and bite us in the ass. No diddy. But guys, please subscribe to the channel for more cheating stories like this one. Click the bell so you do not miss another upload, and please, for me, like this video so it reaches a wider audience. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Love.